Tate, nobody can hear you.
I saw that once I did all that talking. Find myself hopefully one time for the last of the year, the last time of the year. But as I was saying, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, Know It All Nation, Steel Curtain Network people that follow us and listen to us on the Know It All channel. Thanks everybody for tapping in. This is our last Smash the Gas of 2025. The show where that preludes the Pump Your Brakes podcast, where we typically talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers leading into Pump Your Brakes. I'm here today with the homie, the quadruple OG Curb in the building in his audio. And we have the lady of the Know It Alls channel, Afton in the building, filling in for Big G tonight. Here to talk about the Steelers as they go into this AFC North championship game. De facto is what it is. And what's going on with you, man? Just what's up with you right now? Tell us, how was your Christmas? And then we'll get into the football of it all. But how was everything? We haven't got together. After the game the other day. But
yeah,
we didn't really talk about how was your holiday?
Oh, holiday was good. You know, everybody enjoyed the gifts and had a nice time. So we're gonna get with some friends tonight and celebrate the new year. Just go with that.
Okay.
It's snowing out here. So we'll see. We might be snowed in.
So get with some friends. You hosting?
No, we actually going over. I got a buddy that he actually, well, I guess I could say it on here. He built a bar in his backyard. It's pretty nice. So it's
built a bar in his backyard and it's snowing?
No, it's inside. It's inside.
Oh, well,
yeah.
In the backyard, like in a structure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
sounds like fun, you know. I'm trying to hurry get this thing over with. Not that I don't want to be with you, but this, and I believe you guys are gonna join on Pump Your Brakes too. But we're gonna be done with both these shows before 7:00, probably earlier than that. Ohio State Buckeyes play tonight. Shout out to the homie Claude. We got Afton in the building. Afton, what's up with you? How was your holiday? We talked about the Steelers after the game the other day. We kind of let them have it and talked about all the missed opportunities and stuff. I want to know, how was your holiday from Christmas till now, New Year's Eve? How was it?
Well, I got to eat my grandma's rum cake recipe, so that was pretty fantastic. Wow. We had some prime rib and some crab, and we all played a game. So that was a lot of fun.
That's sounds like a lot of fun. I mean, prime rib, crab, curb. Man, we're after that. They living good with prime rib.
Yeah, it's going down.
That's definitely a good combo.
Yeah,
food to have. But
crabs.
Yeah, man. I ate out a lot. I just got back late yesterday. Spent the day, most of the day, recuperating, getting these couple of shows ready and stuff. I had fun. Was down in Tampa and Orlando since last Tuesday. Got back a week. Got back last night. Got there last Tuesday afternoon. Got back home last night. So I was there for a week. Had a good time with the family and stuff like that. So I was, didn't have to worry about any responsibilities outside of. Told you my dogs walked in here, didn't I? But outside of traveling, and happy to see them too. So they stayed in boarding. So they're back. Oh, yeah. And barking at normal stuff that always happens, but they're barking because being reacclimated to being at home. But so I had a good holiday, man. Good to be back with you guys. Good to be back with the nation that's tapped in with us. We certainly appreciate everybody. But yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about the game, man. Let's talk about the and this show specifically we're gonna talk about, but we can talk about whatever we want. But it's geared to talk about Curb, and we've been talking about it for a while now. But before we get in there, let's shout out to live chat. Let me do that real quick because our folks are tapped in, nations tapped in to spend some of their final hours of 2025 with us. That doesn't go unnoticed and unappreciated. So let's just pull up a few of the comments. Let's see who's here. Real quick, Pickens, you big dummy. Shout out, fam. What's up, Pickens? Afton is in the building saying, hey, Pickens. Let's see. Justin Minicake. Hope I got that right, Justin. Shout out, Justin. Mean Green in the building per usual. Great one in the building. Joshua is in
That's
the
Jay.
Armstead, it look like.
Okay, Joshua Armstead. I got on these old glasses, man. I broke my glasses on the fly. I got some new ones on the way already, but these glasses are old here. Tim Lyon in the building. Shout out Tim. Yo, Tim won his fantasy football championship. So shout out to Tim. Who else? Is that to faster? Am I reading that right?
To faster.
Craig Werlow in the building.
They're like some Cleveland Brown colors.
Dwayne in the building. Curb. The ops was in here, you saying?
Yeah, he might be an op, man.
Freaky 571 is in the building. Okay, so thanks everybody for tapping in. If you got any questions as we go ahead and post them. We'll try and answer them if we can. As I was saying, we were about to start talking about the football game. The Steelers' weapons, man. We were without Darnell Washington, who was a key, integral part of the offense. Went on IR today. He had surgery, I believe, yesterday on his broken wrist. He'll be out, obviously, for the rest of the year, probably. We have DK suspended this game. Calvin Austin was out last week. Did anybody got any update on him? I'm really talking to you after him. I say anybody.
No, but let me check real quick.
I think it's iffy with him.
Iffy? Okay. Well, yeah, so
yeah.
We're down. We're down. I think those are three integral weapons that the Steelers typically go to. Probably 1, 2.
He was Calvin Austin was limited today.
Limited. Okay. That sounds promising.
That's an improvement.
He could be back. Yeah, it's an improvement. But yeah, so we're down some weapons, some other stuff. Hopefully the line is back completely healthy this week. But man, Afton, without Darnell Washington, without DK Metcalf and Calvin Austin, if we're counting books and spades, is impossible. What do you think in this week looks like? What do you think Arthur Smith, Aaron Rodgers, and the Pittsburgh Steelers offense has to do to try and put some points on the board? Man, they should have beat the Browns last week, but they only scored 13 points, the Browns, and the Steelers only scored 6. So what would you like to see change after? What are you calling for individually?
Well, they're going to need to adapt. They can't just completely fall apart because one player gets taken out of the game. And I know they got 2 big pieces out, but not running a tush push because Washington was gone was ridiculous. You've got Spencer Anderson, you've got Pete, you've got McCollum. Any of those guys could have come in and pushed. So I don't know what the reasoning was there. As far as the receivers go, use the middle of the field. Muth does really well there. And run some routes, get some concepts going that get people open, or at least give them a chance. And Gainwell needs to be a target. And don't leave Warren out either. Warren didn't get any short passes last week at all. He wasn't targeted at all. And I think that was a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree with what you're saying. I think some of that, like especially the tush push lack thereof of that 4th and 1. I agree with going for it. I just didn't agree with, I don't think it was a play call like I'm going to throw the fade route to Scotty Miller on that 4th and 1 play where they decided to throw the ball to Scotty Miller. And I think that was Aaron Rodgers making the decision just because it was one-on-one, but it's not one-on-one with DK Metcalf. So they thought they should have just ran the ball, got the first down on that play. I do agree with you. Freiermuth needs to see the ball more. I think this week you got to probably try and scheme up Jonnu Smith and a lot of stuff, and go two back set quite a bit. Super chat from Mason PY1ZQ. Thanks for the $2, Mason. We certainly appreciate you. Salute every time that I'm reading the super chat. So thank you. I need 50 carries and 15 pass attempts this game. Hey, that might be the recipe, man. You might be overcooking your grits just a little bit. How about 35 carries and 20 pass attempts? Like, that's a good balance. 40 rushing attempts and 20. I mean, because you got 65 plays. So maybe 40, 25. I mean, you got to pass the ball because Baltimore is planning on just the stuff in the run. That's their plan with Steelers offense depleted the way it is. They know the Steelers want to run. So Steelers got to surprise them. That's why I said you got to run some two-back sets, get the running backs involved in the passing game, scheme up stuff for Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith, and hopefully Calvin Austin's healthy and him and MVS can stretch the defense by running deep routes. But, Kurt, what's your thoughts on offense, man?
Well, I mean, I kind of agree because I think Baltimore is probably going to somewhat play the same defense the Browns played, and they're going to man up. They're going to man up across the board. But like you say, just send those guys on fly routes. That way, that'll take their guys out of there, and you just got to hit all the underneath stuff. With Move should get 15 targets this game. He should have 15 targets. If you can get 15 targets, at least 10 catches, you'll be doing something.
15 targets, Kurt?
I mean, he got to. I
say 10, 15.
Hey, if I'm throwing the ball, I'm throwing it to him, because the other guys they can't create separation, and that's what the problem is. You got to almost throw a perfect pass for those guys to get open. I mean, they're zone beaters, but I think Baltimore is going to play. They're going to play man on them. So I'm working move, and then maybe that'll make them come out of that man, and then maybe you can do some other things. But that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with your game plan. I just think 15 targets for Muth is a lot. I mean, I bet he's never had more than 10 his whole career. So if you want to,
well, they need to all get on the same page, and if Rodgers needs to change something up, they need to know what he means when he says whatever he says.
Yeah, no, I certainly agree with that. I mean, but that's what happens when you're playing young players and backups. You know what I mean?
But like MVS ran the wrong way. That's not the kind of stuff that should be happening.
Yeah, which particular play are you talking about?
When I think he went to the end zone and broke out, and Rodgers expected him to come back in.
On that last drive?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that's true. Him and Aaron Rodgers have experience playing together too. So I completely agree with that. But my problem is, and Curb, I'll go to you after this, because you've mentioned this for the past year and a half, that you shouldn't have to go to MVS in that situation. That shouldn't be your go-to guy. Curb, why are we going to MVS, man, with the game on the line, the last drive with 20 seconds left?
Well, at that point, I think everybody was kind of locked down, and he probably was thinking, because of the size difference, that even though Denzel Ward is he a Pro Bowler, but he little, so he probably thought that he could out jump him, and so that's all my thinking is with that. But again, the Steelers should have never been in this situation. I mean, even with Buffalo, I mean, they and granted, he hadn't seen his better days, but they signed Brandon Cook, and I think he had like 5 catches for 100-something yards. I mean, like, it seemed like with these receivers, they just, I don't know. They just don't value receivers, which is unbelievable to me, especially in today's game. Unbelievable.
Is it because they don't want to pay him? Because they're paying the defense so much?
But at this point, I mean, the guys these are guys off the street, so you wasn't really paying them a lot. It's just they just I don't know. I don't get it. And
Well, I
part
mean,
of it is
to get a good number 2, you'd have to pay him something. Like if
yeah,
they had kept Pickens, we'd have to pay him.
but that would have been moving forward. But
either pay him or invest draft capital in it, and that's what they have to do this year. You have to take at least 2 receivers. I mean, at least 2. I'm not saying they got to be first round or second round, but third, fourth round. In the top 5 picks, you got to get 2 good receivers that can play next year, because this going along with Scotty Miller, I wouldn't be surprised if they let Calvin Austin walk. Really, I wouldn't. I mean, instead of paying them money, bring in a guy that's a little bigger, a little more combat catcher-esque, I think. But yeah, and that's the problem. They haven't invested in receiver. I think the Steelers got spoiled for so long. They draft receivers, and the later round, third, your fourth, your sixth, and they'd hit on them. They hit on them for a few years anyway, even if they were divas and kind of like off a little bit. They would hit on them for a few years and get production out of them, and let them go, trade them for somebody else. I mean, Chase Claypool's rookie year had 11 touchdowns. We know what George Pickens was. Remember Martavius Bryant. Remember all AB. Remember all these dudes that weren't highly sought after receivers in the draft process in that part of the game, and they were good for the Steelers. I mean,
I think that feeds into Tomlin's. And I don't know if it's Tomlin or if it's Rooney or what, but the whole do more with less. They're always looking for value instead of the best fit for the team.
Yeah, I don't disagree again. I mean, but you got to fix this problem. It's been a glaring problem for the last 3 years anyway. I mean, even with George Pickens, nobody was opposite of George Pickens if we thought Pickens was the guy. And we were all excited with the acquisition of DK Metcalf, even if you were going to let Pickens walk and get a draft pick after the 2025 season. This year would have been better if you kept Pickens and DK were your 2 top guys than it was to trade and depend on who's even number 2. I mean, it's Calvin Austin, right?
I guess it is. I guess.
That was MBS and Adam Thielen. I mean, yeah.
But this is the thing the Steelers got to realize, and to me, it still comes back on Tomlin because he's the head coach. But with these receivers, they have now. Antonio Brown, that was a different situation because he was getting the targets, and I don't know, but he just went crazy. And Bryant, he was kind of worried about his money, but he had issues. But with Pickens, and granted, should he act the way he act? No, because you would hope that you act mature, but you know how these guys are now. All it is, when this offense that the Steelers are running, receivers don't want to play in that, especially when you a guy that's about to get paid. Like even with DK, I mean, he's been crashing out, but if DK was on a bad contract, he would be really crashing out because it's an offense that's not giving these guys a chance to make plays. Like you say, they don't want to run in the middle of the field or and all this type mess. And this was making these guys act up. Now, like I say, should they be doing that? No, but I mean that's the way the world is now, especially with these young players. And that's part of the problem. That's why every time a receiver comes here, they got a problem.
Real quick, Kurt. Mason, PY1ZQ again. Thanks for the $2 super chat. He said that's fine. I believe he's going back to, I'm just getting to read the comment. Going back to when we said the distribution between pass and run. He said 20 max on the pass. It's about the message. True. I agree, Mason. Thanks for the $2. Certainly appreciate you again. Now we addressed this super chat. We appreciate it. I can take that down and address a couple of the other ones. Mark Cunningham tapped in. What up, Mark? Henry Johnson in the building. Thanks, man, for tuning in with us. Mark Malone. Mark Malone is in the building. So, yeah, But no, Curb, I agree with you. But I mean, it's guys that play in similar style offenses that's getting paid that, and if you don't want to pay a free agent or pay your top guy, you got to keep reloading with the draft.
Right.
You got to use your draft capital to get those good receivers in. They might be good and young, but you got to get them in. You got to get man beaters. You got to get contest catchers. You got to get guys that cause problems. The Steelers don't have them. Adam Thielen, not a problem. Scotty Miller, not a problem. MBS, not a problem. Roman Wilson, we ain't got to see him. He's probably the most talented guy in the room. Now that DK is hurt, but he's not getting no opportunity.
And this is what you get when you have a defensive coach. He don't, his even in the press conference, he went straight to the defense, talking about, well, we didn't make enough plays. And I mean, you got to
that's true, Kirk. All coaches don't go at their expertise to the side of the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a pick six. Sure enough, they didn't do it. The first couple series, they gave up some stuff. So if it's your expertise and what you do on your side of the ball, you're gonna comment more on that than you are the other side. He's not gonna throw Arthur Smith in the offense under the bus. He's gonna say, this is what we could have done better when we missed opportunity.
But I just think, especially now in the way football is played, you need to be more. Yeah, do you need to have a respectable defense? Absolutely, but this is an offensive game now, and
tell that to the Houston Texans.
It's an offensive game.
What's the offense doing? Denver Broncos, they winning on defense.
But what's going to happen is at the end of the day, if just like what happened with the Steelers, okay, you play a solid defensive game, but your offense only give you 6 points. More than likely, you're going to lose. That
doesn't make an offensive game. That make it mean you need to be able to score points. If it's 21,
right,
you won to 13, you win. You won on defense, but your offense got to be able to score. Offensive game is when you seeing it being game teams that win 38-31.
I just think it's an offensive game because you can't touch the quarterback. You can't touch the receivers. Everything is focused more on the offense. All the rule advantages are for the offense, not for the defense. This is an offensive-minded game right now.
I agree. I'm going to Afton. I agree it's an offensive-minded game until it's not. Because it's going to be one of them games that defense got to stop the offense and keep points off the board. Afton, what do you think about the combination of Jaylen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell both getting snaps on the field together? Do you think that's something that could benefit the Steelers?
I think that would give Rodgers some intriguing options. I don't really see him doing it because, that would be too logical. We can't have that.
We can't have logic in Pittsburgh.
No.
Okay. I agree. I know we can't have any any coast victories where we just coast where, like, I was at my sister and brother-in-law's house watching the Steelers game when I was doing the podcast afterwards the other day. I watched it over there, and he's because I'm set up outside on the patio and stuff outside watching the game. He's inside watching the team, New England Patriots fan, and man, the Patriots are winning like 28-3 against the Jets. I'm looking through the patio doors and him while cheering his team on. Here we go, struggling down 10-0. You know what I mean? Steelers never make it easy on the fans. They never just jump out on somebody. And if they do get a 14-point lead, I believe like they did against the Patriots in week 3, it became a game by the end. Then we didn't just take control and go from start to finish with. But Kerr, what do you think about Gainwell and Warren on the field together? What's that look like to you?
I mean, the more playmakers that you could put on the field, the better this team can be. So, putting Gainwell like in the slot, I mean, it'll work. Like I say, the more players, the more playmakers they can put out there, the better chance they got. So I wouldn't mind seeing it.
I completely agree too. So I'm going to go first, and we're going to wrap this up and get ready because we got Pump Your Brakes to tune into that back here on the Know It All channel, or we on the Steel Curtain Network also, of course. Check us out either place. We got about 15 minutes before that show. So I just want to finish up with saying offensively, Afton, you first, ladies first right now. Go to you again. What's your key to the game offensively for the Steelers?
Communicate. Know what the plan is, and then execute the dang plan.
I like that. I mean, yeah, it seems simple, but things get so complex. I don't know if it's just in Pittsburgh or if it's just sometimes with certain teams, like such seemingly when we watch on TV, we don't know when communication is missed or, oh, that's why something didn't work. We just see shit not working. So, I think we want to see stuff work, is what Afton saying. Have a clear, concise game plan. Execution. Follow that up with execution. When you communicate clearly, you can execute better because you know exactly what your assignment is. So
what I don't want to see is Aaron Rodgers after a play going, "What the hell were you doing?"
Right. I agree with you, but I think that's kind of Aaron Rodgers anyway. I mean, somebody did what was right, and he's still going to have something to say, I believe. Not saying that.
I could see that.
I know that, but I can see Aaron Rodgers doing that. Kurt, what are your thoughts for the offense? What's the key to you offensively? What do the Steelers need to do?
Arthur Smith, get the hell out the way. Just hey, you brought Rodgers in. You brought Rodgers in. Let him. I mean, either you're gonna sync with him or you're not, and let him, because it's too many times they're not on the same page. And like I say, Rodgers had that knack of catching teams with 12 guys on the field, or when he knows a questionable call, he want to get up and run a quick play, and it seems like Arthur Smith is trying to bring people in. Just get out the way, man. Just hey, if it fails, it's all on Rodgers. But both of y'all can't be going back and forth, because it seems like it's a lot. Go ahead.
So I'm questioning you about what you're saying. So they got the headset, right? The play caller, the coordinator, if it's Arthur Smith, can talk to Aaron Rodgers in the helmet, right?
Mm-hmm.
You saying Arthur Smith let Aaron Rodgers talk to you. You don't talk to him.
I mean, just hey,
let him tell you what packages to bring in, not you send packages in. Is that what you're saying?
At certain points, just let Rodgers. I mean, this is what you brought him in for. Because this is it. This is it. It ain't no next week. So it's now if you get into the playoffs, maybe y'all can work on something. But for right now, this is it. And
I gotta say,
you've seen it. You've seen.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that this, because it seems like they got some differences going on, and right now, I mean, just I would let him go. I would let him go, and basically let him do his thing. And if it works, it works. If it don't work, it don't. But they can't keep going back and forth. And like Arthur said, he's looking over there. He's bitching at whoever he's bitching at, and just it's a mess.
I have to wonder if he's checked out. I saw that. I sent you guys a little clip of him giving an interview today, and it was something to the effect of, well, at the end of this season, I'm a free agent, so if I want to play next year, I have options.
Yeah, I just saw that across my feed that he said he believed if he played again, he'd have options. But I mean, he played decent enough to have options if somebody needed him for 1 year. I mean, if the Colts drafted a quarterback and said, "Hey, Aaron Rodgers, we think you can run our offense better than Phillip Rivers or Daniel Jones," well, you can have 1 year job and they can't even do that because they traded their first round pick for Sauce Gardner. So yeah, it wouldn't be them.
I'm gonna say this on December 31st at 5:47. Aaron Rodgers is gonna be in Minnesota next year. I think that's where he wanted to go this year, but they wanted to, they had the young quarterback, but I think now they ain't kind of figured out that he ain't the answer. Aaron Rodgers will be a Minnesota Viking next year. Remember, I told you that.
Okay, you heard it here first. That wouldn't surprise me, but it wouldn't surprise me if he gets back with the Steelers. But if, say, he's not with the Steelers and he's in Minnesota or retired, I've already said it. I believe we talked the other day. Instead of drafting the quarterback, I want Malik Willis. I want Malik Willis.
Yeah.
I mean, you get him another $12, $14 million guy for a couple years. Give him a chance. Let him compete with Will Howard. Use all your draft capital on stuff you need to fill holes. Period. Beef that. Then you need a quarterback. Then you focus on the quarterback. Then you're cheap enough now, roster wise, salary cap wise. You can go maybe trade or sign a guy that you think is the guy. But don't take one of these guys this year because you're picking around 20 again. Don't Kenny Pickett it.
Yeah.
When you can get the guy now, you still got the year, you got Pickett and make up for that. And let's see what that looks like competing with Will Howard. Go young. To me.
My only problem is to take Willis. I don't want to see a Willis and Mike Tomlin combination.
Yeah,
I want to see
Mike Tomlin's the one that had the Google eyes about him during the draft and one of them stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I just don't trust Mike Tomlin developing a quarterback.
He's not a quarterback developer, but you get a guy in if you still got to pay a real quarterback coach, not Arthur Smith design the offense and help the quarterback. No, sign a real quarterback guru coach.
But Tomlin won't allow. But he won't allow. But he won't allow.
He can't coach no quarterbacks, man. He can't coach.
No, listen to me. But he's not going to allow. So now you're bringing in a young quarterback. He can't throw over the middle of the field. He's really going to be panicking with a young guy. That's what I'm saying. It's just, to me, a young quarterback with him and his beliefs is not going to work.
Mark Malone.
I think the best chance we have is if Tomlin thinks he's close to being done. We could lure a really good offensive mind in with the carrot that Tomlin's going to leave, and he would be first in line for the head coach job.
I can see that. I can see that being a strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Coaching waiting. And let this guy come in and help develop the quarterback. Tomlin is in. We've always known he's not X's and O's. I don't think he sabotages quarterbacks. He didn't sabotage Big Ben. Big Ben was a dog, period. That's the difference in it. I mean, you either got a guy or you don't. We haven't had a guy yet. We've been winning with old guys and guys that aren't anything else. I mean, you see where Russell Wilson and Justin Fields are now. Look at Kenny Pickett now. Look at all these guys we've had that we've won with that aren't winning anywhere else. We haven't had a guy since Ben's prime. Since 2016, Ben. 9 years now without a guy. My thoughts. But with that being said, everybody, we'll get out of here. Mark Malone did say Mac Jones. I like Mac Jones, but he played as well in Kyle Shanahan's system. And we know these guys can be resurrectors and system makers. Got Sam Darnold paid. The Rams coach, McVay. Baker Mayfield went and got some McVay, no Diddy. Got him paid. Like I said, Darnold paid. And Mac Jones next up in Kyle Shanahan's system. And all the guy at Green Bay, LaFleur, he groomed Jordan Love along with Aaron Rodgers' tutelage. I mean, so Willis has played for him for the last 2 seasons. Maybe he can be a guy too. And I think he'll be cheaper than Mac Jones. I mean, because Mac Jones will still got first-round pedigree, top 3 or 4 pick pedigree. So I think you have to pay a little more for that. It's the same gamble. I go with the cheaper gamble and let him and Will Howard compete if we go that direction at quarterback. But with that being said, guys, we'll get out of here. We're going to be over on Pump Your Brakes in just a couple of minutes. Tonight's show on Pump Your Brakes. What are we talking about? We're talking about Kings of the North. Talking about this this matchup. Won't call it a preview. We're just going to break down some keys to the game, talk about Harbaugh and Tomlin. Curb seems to think whichever one loses is out of there. We're going to talk about some of this stuff on the next show. Trip OG Shannon's going to be there with us, so tap in, join us. With that being said, we see you guys in a few minutes right back here on the Know-It-Alls channel and or on Steel Curtain Network. Thanks for tapping in. See you in a few. We out for the next few minutes anyway. Peace.
Let's go.
Mamba out.
Y'all come back now. Here